Hi, everyone. All of us here at Bookskeep want to wish you a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. What are the holidays without a Christmas story? We want to tell you the story today of how Bookskeep saved Christmas. So sit back and relax and listen to our Granny Peep tell the story of a very Bookskeep Christmas.
It was 5 days before Christmas, and snowflakes were swirling outside the little office at 9004 Bear Creek Cove in Harrison, Arkansas. Inside, the Bookskeep team was gathered on teams, mugs of hot cocoa in hand, virtual backgrounds full of twinkling lights and digital snow. At the top of the screen was Cyndi Thomason, founder and president of Bookskeep, best-selling author of Profit First for e-commerce sellers, and unofficial chief elf of cash flow. All right, team, Cyndi said with a smile. It's year end, and Santa's got a problem. His online shop has turned into a cash eating monster instead of a money making machine. Tonight, we're going to save Christmas, profit first style. The team chuckled. They were used to this kind of talk. After all, Bookskeep was built to help e commerce sellers worldwide manage inventory, understand their cash flow, and become permanently profitable. They worked with owners selling on Amazon, Shopify, eBay, and more, helping them turn chaos into clarity. Well, added Jeremy, if Santa's anything like our e-commerce clients, I bet he's overspending on ads, drowning in inventory, and not paying himself enough. Annie unmuted at the wrong time and said, So, a normal Tuesday. Exactly, Cyndi replied. So let's take a sleigh ride to the North Pole and see what's going on. In a blink, the team's background shimmered, and suddenly everyone was standing in Santa's North Pole warehouse. Instead of wooden toy benches, there were rows of shelves stacked with products, smart toys, cozy pajamas, gadget bundles, and limited edition Christmas mugs. An exhausted Santa appeared, holding a tablet. Cyndi, Bookskeep team, thank goodness you're here. My online store is booming, but my bank accounts are empty. I can't see my profit, the inventory bills are due, and Mrs. Claus says I still haven't paid myself for last year's work. The Bookskeep team nodded. They'd heard this story before from dozens of clients. Santa, Cyndi said gently, you've been using the old equation. Sales minus expenses equal profit. That's how you end up with whatever's left over at the end of the year, if anything. We've got to flip it to sales minus profit equal expenses and use the profit first method to get you back on track. Santa scratched his head beneath his red hat. Profit first? Even before I pay for candy canes, reindeer treats, and shipping to all the kids? Exactly, said Dave. You're going to start with profit first and decide what's left for everything else. They led Santa into a cozy office with twinkling lights and way too many spreadsheets. On the desk were 5 little stockings labeled profit, owner pay, tax, operating expenses, inventory. Every time your sales come in, Cyndi explained, we divide the money into these bank accounts, stockings on purpose. No more guessing where the money went. Probably snacks. She tapped inventory. This keeps your cash from getting stuck on shelves. No more panic ordering 10,000 extra elf-sized hoodies. Debbie pointed to tax. This one keeps the tax elves from surprising you in April. They're cute, but brutal. Santa wiped a tear. You mean no more tax panic? Only the normal kind, Debbie said. Next, they walked through Santa's financial statements. Here are your selling fees, your advertising, your shipping costs, and your platform fees from all of your e-commerce channels, Dave said. You've been running a magical brand with very human margins. The smart CEO team got to work modeling different profit scenarios, adjusting for tariffs, increased fees, and changing shipping methods. Another group pulled up SmartBooks style report showing Santa how his inventory forecasting and product profitability could improve with a few tweaks. Jeremy launched the Smart Assessment on a sleigh-shaped tablet. Santa, this quick assessment will help us see where you're strongest and where you're leaking cash. Meanwhile, Mackenzie whispered to Mrs. Claus, if you ever want to DIY some of this, we've got a profit first course and plenty of blog resources. to help you keep things on track between visits. Mrs. Claus beamed. Of course, I can watch while I bake cookies. Now that's my kind of continuing education. As they talked, the North Pole virtual team gathered around. Elves from all over the world, each joining via video call. It's just like us, Denise said quietly, a remote team working together from across the United States, helping e-commerce shops all over the globe. They created a simple cash flow plan, set target allocation percentages, and put dates on the calendar for regular profit first allocations. Every time Santa's sales came in from his online marketplace, the money would be swept into the right stockings before it could wander off into impulse reindeer snacks and extra glitter. Finally, they added one more stocking, giving. Santa, Cyndi said, your whole business is built on generosity. Let's make sure we intentionally set aside a bit for causes that matter to you. Santa's eyes misted. This is exactly why I called you. I don't want to just survive Christmas. I want the North Pole to be healthy all year long. With the plan in place, the numbers began to shift. The profit account filled up first. The owner pay account finally showed a steady balance for Santa and Mrs. Claus. Taxes were covered, inventory was funded without panic, and operating expenses had a clear limit. No more mystery swirls in the bank feed. Feels like magic, Santa said softly. It's not magic, replied Cyndi. It's profit first. But at Christmas, we'll let you call it magic. The northern lights shimmered outside the warehouse windows. The reindeer jingled their harnesses. The warehouse manager ran in shouting, our cash flow forecast shows we can actually take Christmas week off without worrying. The elves cheered. Before they left, the bookkeep team hung a sign in Santa's office. Profit is a habit, not an event. Santa laughed his big booming laugh. Merry profit first Christmas to all, and to all a financially peaceful night.